Oh my goodness. What are you doing out here? You better come in and get warm. Come on in. Thank you.
You again? Well, come on up. Have yourself a cookie.
Thank you. These are really good.
Oh, it's just a family recipe.
What are they called?
Ginger cookies.
They're real good. I eat way too many of those, I do. So, what are you doing out on a cold Christmas Eve night like this?
I got stuck in the storm.
Stuck in a storm. That sound familiar, brother?
Yep, I remember another Christmas Eve. We got stuck in a storm.
1880.
Yep.
I believe it was. The winter of 1880.
We was with Mr. Green.
G.W. Green.
and Dan. Dan
Colliner?
Yeah.
I believe that's what they call him. Colliner. Dan Colliner.
Yep.
Yep. We was up in the Eastern Sierras, weren't we?
That's right.
Up there in the Eastern Sierras.
Was it the gold camp of Bodie? Yep. On our way to the Homer mining camp.
Like 28 miles.
I know. We probably should have never even tried it.
Not especially where
with
that
the
storm was. We left early that morning, but the storm had already came in. It was a blizzard. It was a cold, cold blizzard.
Yep.
Already. 28 miles. I shouldn't have done it. But
Well, we was going and trying our best to get where we needed to be.
seems like it was like about 10 miles
Yeah,
on our journey. We'd just been 10 miles. And that there one horse jumped and spooked off to the one side.
that's
I
right.
couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with her.
Come to find out, there was somebody laying in the middle of the road.
Dead guy, I figured.
Yeah.
He looked pretty well dead. He hardly had any warm clothes on at all. He looked pretty destitute.
Pretty well, no life in him whatsoever. But we was able to revive him.
I was surprised. Got him revived and
He started coming back around, and
put him under the blankets and told him we would take him on down to where we was heading. But that storm just came in real hard.
It got
Oh
even.
my gosh.
That storm got even worse.
We couldn't see nothing.
We finally seen a light at a ranch house.
I decided, it was about 9 o'clock that night, I believe.
Yep.
9 o'clock. We
think-
decided
we
we had to
had
head for that light.
Yep, we better go to the ranch house and stop off there. Came up, knocked on the door.
Just like you guys did.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Knocked on the door and
This
that sweet lady let us in.
that fine sweet lady let us in. She was decorating the Christmas tree.
Yep. Husband and kid, they were already in bed.
Yep. Made us some supper.
Oh, that tasted so good.
Always does. A hot supper tastes good when you're been out
Near
cold.
froze, and this other poor guy, he was pretty near froze right to death.
Yep. She offered to let us spend the night.
Yep. And then the next morning, we woke up.
She even fed us breakfast the next morning. What a kind soul
Yeah,
she was.
she was really kind.
So that's when things started getting interesting. So this old guy that we picked up out of the middle of the road, half froze to death.
He was doing better in the morning.
Yeah,
Doing a lot better in the morning.
he was getting around, and he was kind of playing with this little girl.
Yeah, the little girl of the house.
Yep. And he noticed her name wrote on one of her books. Jessie Barnes it was.
Jesse Barnes wrote on the book.
Yep.
That guy, when he saw that, he just lit up.
He perked right up and started asking her all sorts of questions. And
What was her dad's name?
yeah, what was her dad's name?
Just then, the dad walked in.
Yeah, the dad walked in,
from the back room.
and that's when that old man. What did he say? He says, if you're the son of Jesse and Richard Barnes,
Yeah.
you ought not to have quite forgotten my face. That's
Yeah,
what he said.
That was his quote. Yep.
And with that, he stood up, and the two men looked at each other, and
The man of the house.
the man of the house said, "Father."
He says, "Father." He was his dad.
And they embraced.
Ah,
They had been separated for over 20 years.
had no idea his son lived there.
He had came to California 20 years earlier, left his family back east, and
Gained his fortune. He never.
fell on some hard times and hard luck, and
He was on his way to the mining camp
yep,
when he got hit the storm, and we happened to come along and find him. What's the odds of taking him?
we took him to his own son's house.
And he had no idea his son lived there. His son came out, and I believe he got into
some mining,
mining and done
he,
well.
He did pretty
done
well
for himself. And they lived together. As far as I know, still there.
Yep.
Now, there's your Christmas story.
What do you think of that Christmas miracle?
Wow, that's amazing.
Merry Christmas!